Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Terry Rozier, Heat banish Wizards to third straight loss. Terry Rozier scored 20 of his game-high 27 points in the first half. Bam Adebayo added 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists, and the visiting Miami Heat sent the Washington Wizards another loss closer to their worst final record in franchise history with a 119-107 decision on Sunday. Rozier shot 11 of 19 from the floor, including 5 of 11 from three-point distance, en route to matching his highest scoring output since his Miami debut on January 24. Jimmy Butler added 17 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists for Miami, 41-33, which trails Indiana by a half game for 6th place and the last guaranteed playoff berth in the Eastern Conference. Nikola Jovic added 12 points and 8 rebounds for the Heat, and Haywood Highsmith scored 10 points off the bench. Washington, 14-61, which needs 5 wins to avoid besting the 1961-62 Chicago Packers for the organization's worst-ever win percentage, spent the first half going back and forth with a Miami team jockeying for playoff positioning. Rozier hit a pair of three-pointers in the final 30 seconds before intermission, giving the Heat a 7-point lead at halftime. Miami held Washington to 21 third-quarter points, building a double-digit lead. The Heat held the rest of the way. Miami's edge grew to as many as 18 points. The Wizards trimmed the deficit to 10 points, but a quick 7-2 response from the Heat snuffed any hope of a rally. The loss for Washington was its third straight after having run off its first 3-game winning streak of the season. Jordan Poole led 6 Washington scorers in double figures with 22 points. Anthony Gill scored 18 points off the bench, and Denny Avdija went for 15 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists. Miami will carry a 2-game winning streak into a 6-game stretch likely to shape its postseason outlook. The Heat face 6 consecutive opponents currently in line to land spots in either the playoffs or play-in round. Rozier, Adebayo help Heat outlast Wizards, move closer to 6th place Indiana. Terry Rozier 3 scored 27 points, Bam Adebayo had 22, and the Miami Heat grinded out a 119-107 victory over the Washington Wizards on Sunday night. Jimmy Butler added 17 points for the Heat, who won their second straight. Miami, 7th in the Eastern Conference, went 25 for 29 from the free throw line to move within a half game of Indiana in the race to avoid the NBA play-in tournament. Despite reaching the NBA Finals from the number 7 seed last season, Heat coach Erik Spoelstra said there's every reason to chase as high a position as possible. "We're going for it. That's who we are," Spoelstra said. "And if we see opportunity in front of us, that's what we're going for." Miami will play 3 teams grappling for East playoff position in its next 4 games, beginning with New York at home on Tuesday. "We can't worry about the next 4, we've got to worry about the next one," Adebayo said. "Both teams got something to lose at the end of the day. So there's going to be a little more edge." Jordan Poole scored 22 points, and Marvin Bagley III had 12 points and 10 rebounds for Washington on a night Wizards' leading scorer Kyle Kuzma sat out with a bruised right heel. Anthony Gill tied a career high with 18 points for the Wizards, who have lost 3 in a row following a season-high 3-game win streak. Miami hit 7 three-pointers, half of their total makes all game, to take control during a 24-7 run that stretched across halftime. Rozier hit the final 2 before the interval, the second giving the Heat a 66-59 edge at the break, their largest lead to that point. "That's what he's for, to be that spark, that light when we need him," Adebayo said of Rozier, who scored 20 of his points before halftime. "And obviously he runs the team well." Duncan Robinson hit 2 more threes early in the third in his first game after missing 5 with ongoing back issues. And after Rozier and Nikola Jovic added 2 more threes, the lead had grown to 78-62. Butler scored 5 straight points in the fourth on a dunk from a backdoor cut and then a three-point play to restore Miami's lead to 112-97, after the Wizards briefly cut the deficit down to 10. "We'll take them literally, however we can get them at this point," Spoelstra said of the win. In the second half, when we were able to get some consecutive defensive stops and push it to a double-digit lead, that was the first time we were really able to create some separation and keep it there. And that was encouraging to see. Heat gets huge Duncan Robinson injury update ahead of Wizards clash. The Miami Heat have finally received a string of positive news after beating the Portland Trail Blazers by a franchise record-breaking 60 points Friday night. They get an uplifting injury update on star Duncan Robinson. Besides the dynamic three-point shooter, there are other players on the Heat's injury report for Sunday's game against the Washington Wizards. Robinson has missed the last 5 games with a back issue specifically labeled as left facet syndrome, but now he has been upgraded to probable for the upcoming clash against the Wizards. The Heat's three-point shooting took an initial nosedive once he got hurt, as the last time he played was on March 18 against the Philadelphia 76ers. The other crucial injury update that is on the negative side is that Caleb Martin will be out for Sunday's contest with right ankle discomfort. Known as the Heat's X Factor, Martin has been the first player off the bench for the Heat as he provides a spark on the offensive side of the ball and is coming off of Friday, where he only played 9 minutes. Jamie Jaquez Jr., ankle, and Nikola Jovic, knee, are on the injury report as well, but are labeled as available and probable, so there isn't concern with them at the moment. The Heat are 40-33 with 9 games left in the season as they are 7th in the Eastern Conference. Heat star Tyler Herro is once again out, as it will be his 18th straight missed game as he is still dealing with right foot medial tendinitis. Kevin Love is once again available for the Heat as he was first at that status for Friday's game against the Blazers, but because the game was out of hand, Miami head coach Erik Spoelstra opted to not play him, as he already mentioned before the outing that playing time could be sparse. Spoelstra said before the contest that with a veteran like Love, it will be easy to bring him back in flow and right into the rotation as the primary backup for star Bam Adebayo. The longtime Heat head coach would also say to Clutch Points that he's a connector and that the players that filled in for him have been impressive, like Thomas Bryant and Nikola Jovic. "He is a connector. I think this also has been important for our team to develop other connectors, and we'd like to say that we need leadership at all levels, and it may look different for other guys. There might be smaller pockets of opportunities to lead depending on who the player is, but everybody can be a leader in the locker room, and quite frankly, we need it right now," Spoelstra continued. While Kevin was out, Thomas Bryant really stepped up and provided really quality, winning minutes, and that's been really encouraging to see. Nikola Jovic also has developed into more opportunities, not only starting in the front court with Bam, but playing some of these games as our reserved 5 for pockets of the game, and that's been good for us as well. But it'll be good to have Kevin available along with those guys. And you, fan, what do you think of the situation of Duncan Robinson? Leave your opinion in the comments.